And welcome back. Just about to see the commencement of the second half of this game, with Antigua scoring 284 and Anguilla looking to get these runs, 285 to win. And I'm pretty certain Antigua would be fighting tooth and nails to win this one. In a very good position, I would say, Anguilla, after getting a very good score. So, play just about to commence, and right away we see Antigua and Barbuda opting for two slips. Young Francis is there. He's the first of the two slips. That's a good start. And young Jawiki. Joseph, he's the opening bowler from the far and starts well. So two slips. There's a short tournament, a backward point, you could say. Outside the off stump. And there's no shot offered there by the batsman. So for Anguilla, we have out there in the middle, we have a Sean Hodge. He's the vice captain of the Anguilla team, of course. And he's on strike. Looking for the first run. In the end, decided against it.
All first time in days we've seen somebody who's taking the ball away from the right-handed batsman in Jawaki Joseph.
Which is always good, and of course we'll wait and see if he has the surprise element. This one is a bit straighter, and Hodge is defending. John Richardson is, of course, the other opener for Anguilla. It's flashed through the offside. That should run away for 4. Good shot. Played down towards the cover point boundary for 4. Good shot. Kofi James and Francis at slips. Francis in the first slip position, Kofi James second slip. Shiwaki Joseph once more. Oh, that's a wonderful delivery. Starting just on about off stump, or just outside off stump, and leaving the batsman. Wonderful delivery indeed. Beating the outside edge and going through to the keeper. So we have had the completion of the first over of the Anguillan innings. And just to remind listeners, our viewers, they are chasing 284, 285 for victory. So Mikali Tong, and I've been reliably informed that he's the nephew of Gavin Tong. Gavin Tong, who would have played for Antigua, Leeward Islands, and of course made it onto the West Indies team. Gavin Tong, of course, from Antigua. And like his uncle, he is a fast bowler. Carly Tong. Of course, people like Alan, myself, was not born in the area when you had all those fancy names being bandied around. Carly, Joaki. We had some very simple names. Tong was a good one, right up on the black hole, in the black hole, and they'll play it there. And there's no run, so Richardson. Sham Hodge, the captain. The vice captain, sorry, he's the non-striker. And he's partnered by Keshawn Richardson. Richardson, of course, a left-hander. It's one ill-directed on the pads, and we'll wait for the signal. 4 runs clipped off the pads and down to the fine leg boundary. Very straight for 4. So bad line by Tong and paying the price. Tong. 2 slips.
Apparently he's not satisfied with his run up, he's making adjustments. After the first ball he pushed it back his marker. Probably he doesn't like how he's approaching the crease.
Turned into the onside quick single. Gets it too. Gets home safely. So, Keshawn Richardson turns the strike over to his opening partner, Hodge. Sean Hodge. Yeah, 2 slips, third one back on the boundary. There's a point, slightly backward point to be exact. Extra cover mid-off, mid-on, straight, a short mid-wicket, and a long leg, right back on the boundary. So long leg and fine leg, the fielders outside the circle, short, lifting, that's a good one.
But look as if it was effort ball. You got some lift out of the wicket, especially on that end. They tend to get lift, just about chest height, throat height. Well left by the vice captain.
Tiga, of course, over the years they've always produced some exciting fast bowlers. Going way back. Driven nicely fielded there by the captain, Go, diving to his left. Good work by the captain. So saving what could have been 2-3 runs, maybe 4 runs. Leading by example, of course.
4 runs indeed, saved 4 because there's nobody behind him. Had that gone through him, he'd have been heading straight for the boundary.
Tong bowls a good delivery. Fast bowlers, we have the 2 fast bowlers we have seen so far with a bit more pace than those of the Anguillan fast bowlers. They were basically military medium, if you may put it that way. Apart from the 1 or 2 effort balls, they were basically military medium fast, the Anguillan bowlers, but we're seeing a bit more pace from these two opening bowlers for Antigua.
Yeah, we can safely call these fast medium and the Anguillan bowlers slow medium.
Well, that might be a better way of putting it.
Respectfully.
It's the bowlers, of course, the Antiguan bowlers. Generally, apart from Landy Ford for Anguilla, the Anguillan bowlers, they were stocky and medium height on the short side. Not quite short, but mostly medium height. Broad shoulders, strongly built, but not very athletic looking. These two bowlers for Antigua so far, very athletic looking. With a good, strong, athletic approach to the crease. It's a good one, good pace too, outside the off stump, but the batsman is handling it well, just picking up the line and allowing it through.
But he's striving to line it up, having difficulty getting the proper line he wants. Line and length. He's either too short or too full. When he was too full, Hodge cracked him into the cover area of our boundary. And the short ones, because he's moving away the ball away, I was just leaving them outside the off stump.
Two slips, of course, are in place for that ball leaving the batsman. But single taken down to third man. And now we'll have the left-hander in strike, Keshawn Richardson. Anguilla would be looking to get a good start here if they are going to get anywhere close to this 284 runs scored by Antigua and Barbuda. So a good start would be critical. This one was driven to extra cover but not well timed.
So far, so good. Looks like they're aware of what's going on.
Seems as though these two batsmen are batsmen who enjoy the ball coming onto the bat now. Good leave by Richardson.
Well, Jawaki Joseph is showing some versatility because he's getting the ball to at least keep straight outside the left-handers off stump. Whereas he's moving it away from the right-hander, he's getting it to go straight. He's not getting that movement away from the left-hander, but at least it's keeping straight ahead.
His last delivery, though, had a slight movement away from the left-hander. A good bounce and well played by the batsman. Traditionally, of course, Antigua known to produce good fast bowlers. They've had some good spin bowlers over the years too, but generally they've been known to produce some good fast bowlers.
Let's go down the list.
Of course, we could go way back, Everett Carter.
Too old for me.
I deliberately said Everett Carter. He was a very good fast bowler, swung the ball a lot. And there were a couple of, I think, Josephs and so on, and you had, I think there was one, I think it was a Dick Clark. But I guess you're thinking in terms of the recent ones. The Benjamins. Kenneth and Winston pushed into the offside. They should get at least a single. Kenneth and Winston, Courtney Ambrose, of course, Andy Roberts, and who else? We had quite a number of them over the years. Right, but those names would come to mind immediately. Gavin Tong, of course, made it onto the West Indies team. He's nephew is operating from the media center in at the moment. Outside the off stump, through to the keeper.
I wouldn't call her out and out fast bowler, but I would call Hugo.
Oh yes, Hugo. Hugo, left arm, variety, something of a difference. Very effective fast bowler too. And one that was involved in that Tantimall affair down in Trinidad for Combined Islands. So, but there were quite a number of fast bowlers. We'd have to really sit down and go into the archives and pull those names out of the hat. But there were quite a number of them. Driven nicely. And well fielded there by young Josiah. No run, really attacking the ball and fielding well. Yes, Everett Carter, though, he goes back a long way. He goes back into the 60s. The 60s probably might have gone into the early 70s. I would have seen him play. Those days, the Leeward Islands tournament was held in one country. Turned nicely down to fine legs to get a run. And you had people like Everett Carter and so playing for Antigua. And so you found that the 4 teams that were involved at that time, Mountford, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Antigua, Anguilla was not yet involved. They would gather in one particular island and they would play that tournament. It would be more or less on a knockout basis. 2 teams facing each other, and the winners going through to the final match. Quick single, turn beats the stumps, and the batsman safely home. But Everett Carter was mainly a swing bowler. He swung it a lot, and not excessive pace. He wasn't an out-and-out quick bowler. He wasn't really quick, but he had the ability to swing the ball prodigiously. And, takes me back to people like Ed Guna Ataton, who played for Nevis. And he was one of the best exponents of swing bowling. Takes the batsman on the body this time. He was one of the best exponents of swing bowling in the immediate region, and probably one of the finest all-rounders too in Leeward Islands cricket. In fact, he has been credited for discovering Elkamida Willett, because earlier Clark he opted to get Willett into his team to play not only local cricket but to play for Nevis. And up to this point, he was here sometime recently. I think it was last year. Not a young man by any means anymore, because he's been around a long time. But he and Willett seems to have that great bond between them. But I don't know. You might have heard of Ed Diguna Ataton.
Yes, I would have heard that name.
Yeah, but he was...
Didn't see him, but I would have heard that name.
Great exponent of swing bowling. This one is in the air. Fieldsman is running back. Won't get there. And they're back for the second run. So 2 runs there to Hodge, the vice captain of the Anguilla team. And of course, you might have heard of the famous match in Nevis back in the 70s when Ed Atherton had St. Kitts on the run. St. Kitts, there were 2 runs for 5 wickets on an afternoon when Ed was swinging the ball all over the place. And in came Len Harris. And Ed not just managed, but he defeated Harris, and the ball took the edge and it went through to Theodore Hobson, who was the wicketkeeper at the time. And Theodore Hobson dropped the catch. I think it would have been then 2 runs for 6 runs. It allowed Len Harris to go on to make a very good score and put St. Kitts right back into the game. As a matter of fact, I think Nevis would have lost that game eventually. And up to this day, people always remind Ted Upson of that drop catch. Ted Upson would have celebrated his 90th birthday, I think, earlier this year. A great milestone. And sometime last year I was doing a bit of research and I spoke to him. And one of the things he told me, Al, is that people always remind him about that drop catch. But a lot of people would remind him about the fact that he actually was selected to play trials to make West Indies team. He actually went to Guyana for a trial match. Those days they used to have trial matches to select a West Indies team. I think